The very first video on the playlist is going to be the dominating legacy of Silent Suzuka. I'm going to give you guys full context for this, right? I have no freaking clue what's coming, bro. All I know is that I have now finished season 1, so these kind of videos are on the menu. I've heard that what happened in season 1 was different to what happened in real life. And obviously we know in season 1 that she actually got to recover from her injury and she got back, right? She was able to win. I'm assuming she wasn't able to win in a comeback. I don't even know if she was able to come back. Like, did she just retire afterwards? I don't know the extent of her injuries, right? Like, from what we saw in the anime, it looked really bad. But again, it was a human running, like an Umamusume running. It's not the same as an actual horse running, if that makes sense. Like, they tried to say that, yeah, she was running at such a fast breakneck speed that if she tumbled, it was special week that said it was it could have been a fatal injury, right? Obviously, the anime showed it as she was like kind of limping and then came to a stop. I can't imagine a horse can do that. I don't know much about horses. I may be a doctor. I'm not a veterinarian, and I don't know anything about horses, bro. I haven't seen horse racing. I don't know. I don't really watch this kind of stuff. So this is all new to me. I have a bad feeling about this is all I'm gonna say, but I'm not 100% sure. With that being said, let's get on to it. If you guys have any other requests you would like for me to do, be sure to tune in on every Thursday stream where we react to Umamusume content. Pyrrhix, thank you so much for the video.
A common theme in Umamusume is inspiration of past generations. In previous videos, we've covered the inspiration of Tokai Teo by Symboli Rudolph, a nod to real-life events and a source of motivation for
season
Teo
2
to try her absolute best.
We're watching this today.
In doing so, Teo would inspire the main characters of Season 3, Kita-san Black and Satono Diamond. Though their stories will be saved for future videos to come, today I wanted to focus on a Season 1 fan favorite from the anime, one who inspired Special Week and became her closest friend. Once more, just like all Umas, this story is based on real-life events. This is a story of Silent Suzuka, the runaway from another dimension who dominated the race course. Silent Suzuka was born on May 1st, 1994, in the town of Biratori, Hokkaido. Just like—
Sorry, that's the other thing as well. I'm probably going to pause every now and then just to kind of give my thoughts and stuff, like, related to the anime, related to, like, IRL. I love how important, you know, color schemes and, I guess, branding kind of designs are as well. Like, Suzuka, her color's green, right? And you can see that on the actual
dimension
Silent Suzuka horse.
The race course. Silent Suzuka was born on May 1st, 1994, in the town of Biratori, Hokkaido. Just like our previous video with Tokai Teo, Silent Suzuka was a stallion with a legacy continued on from his sire. Suzuka's sire was Sunday Silence, an American racehorse who retired with a total of 10 races, with the lowest placement being second out of all of them. Interestingly, despite being a horse from the United States, Sunday Silence would find himself venturing to Japan. Several factors played a role in Sunday Silence's transfer to Japanese soil. At the time, Sunday Silence was named Horse of the Year in 1989 after winning the Kentucky Derby. Due to the dominating record of Sunday's career, it caught the attention of Zenga Yoshida, a prominent Japanese breeder who had already invested in Sunday Silence. Arthur Hancock III, the owner of the farm Sunday Silence was born on, was struggling with financial difficulties at the time. Due to this, and lack of interest from American breeders, Yoshida would claim ownership of Sunday Silence, taking him back to Japan. This wasn't to race Sunday, but instead to make him a breeding stud for future race horses. Low interest was also present in America due to an injury Sunday sustained following his retirement. Ironically, the same decorated horse who has met with skepticism from American breeders would lead to be one of the most successful sires for the future of Japanese horse racing. Silent Suzuka would debut on February 1st, 1997 in Kyoto. Suzuka would take first place in this race, catching the eye of spectators with his debut. This wasn't a normal victory that people would see from a maiden race, but instead a complete blowout. Silent Suzuka would win this 1600-meter race by 7 whole lengths, a dominating performance of speed on a turf-based race course. Even from an early age, Suzuka showed promise on turf-based tracks. This race would make Silent Suzuka a fan favorite. However, unlike his maiden debut—
By the way, sorry, this is a bit out of topic, right? Just watching— Again, this is just fascinating to me because I've not seen IRL horse racing properly aside from like clips here and there in my general life, right? How important is a jockey's physical capabilities, like not appearance, sorry, but like I guess weight is what I'm trying to say. Weight, streamlinedness, skill, like what goes into a jockey's training? Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, you're adding an extra like however many kgs on top of that. You got to be really lightweight. I think we got to look into like some actual horse racing content as well, man. Just out of curiosity. Jockeys are very important. Extremely important, very smart. Okay. So, bro, so much goes into training a horse, right? You have the, I guess, like, you know, the management team as well, nutritionists, trainers, jockeys. Like, a single horse is a multi-element person team, I guess. JRA doesn't have new jockeys for 2026? Really? Is that like a class of year jockeys kind of thing? It's a full-on industry. Consider backwards of the state. Oh, wow. Okay.
A dominating performance of speed on a turf-based race course. Even from an early age, Suzuka showed promise on turf-based tracks. This race would make Silent Suzuka a fan favorite. However, unlike his maiden debut, the remainder of the year wouldn't be so impactful. Over the following races that Suzuka would participate in, ranging from March 2nd, 1997 to December 14th, 1997, we'd see Suzuka experience highs and lows of his racing career. Suzuka would only win 2 of the 8 following races, with the lowest placement being 15 at the Mile Championships in Kyoto. This, surprisingly enough, is all too common for Japanese racehorses. As I've stated in previous videos, the odds of a horse winning a race at all is already slim to begin with. Most horses don't even reach 10 total races in their career, let alone persevere past that point. Suzuka's 1997 race history has a multitude of factors that led to losing the race. In the Yayoi Show, Suzuka's second race, held on March 2nd, 1997, Suzuka would go under the gate before the race started, shaking the jockey and resulting in a low placement.
Disqualification?
After a sequence of 2 wins following the Yayoi Show, Suzuka's new aim would be the Tokyo Yushun, or the Japanese Derby. Unfortunately, Suzuka would once more fall short of victory, placing 9th overall. At Suzuka's following race, the Kobe Shimbunhai, he showed promise, hanging towards the front until the home stretch. This seeming victory would be thwarted by Matikane Fukukitaru, who would overtake Suzuka in the final spurt. In the 2 races that followed, Suzuka would change jockeys from
ran over one time. Are you serious? Oh, that's amazing.
Yuki Uemura, who'd been with races that followed, Suzuka would change jockeys from Hiroyuki Uemura, who'd been with Suzuka since his debut, to Hiroshi Kawachi. Hiroyuki would express his grievance with Suzuka failing to cooperate with his instructions. Over the course of multiple races, Suzuka would not respond well to his jockey's commands. This change will result in 2 more low placements for Suzuka. Just like with Hiroyuki, Kawachi also faced similar issues when trying to work with Suzuka as well.
Oh no, she had a bit of temperament.
Suzuka would prove to be difficult to work with for yet another jockey, resulting in another set of low placements in future races. These being the Autumn Tenno Show and the Mile Championships held in 1997. In addition to the jockey's difficulty to cooperate with Suzuka, his racing style was also not yet refined as well. Silent Suzuka had an odd racing style where he'd advance to the front of the pack, only to lose steam and fall behind as the race continued. Following the string of defeats, Kawachi would be replaced by Yutaka Take, the jockey who, for all but one future race, would be by Suzuka's side as his racing career continued into 1998. This would be the point where Suzuka will go from an average racehorse to one of the greatest horses to ever emerge from Japan.
Well, I mean, I guess that kind of answers that question of jockeys.
Suzuka changes teams from Team Riel to Team Spica, a nod to the exchange of jockeys Suzuka would experience in his real career. In the anime, it is stated that Suzuka disobeyed orders by ignoring her instructions to conserve energy, causing a rift between the trainer and Uma. Another parallel between the anime and real-life events are the circumstances leading up to Suzuka's transfer. The jockeys previous to Take, reflected in Team Riel, would not understand how to fully harmonize with Silent Suzuka, leaving untapped potential yet to be seen. Suzuka's transfer to Yutaka Take, reflected in her transfer to Team Spica, would showcase the true potential that Silent Suzuka had, and the perseverance to bring out the absolute best of his racing capabilities. Season 1 of Umamusume highlights Suzuka's dominating maiden debut and the final 2 races of his career, these being the Mainichi Okan and the Autumn Tenno Show in 1998. In addition to these 2 highlighted races, 1998 would prove to be a dominating year for Silent Suzuka. In the 5 previous races Suzuka participated in, he'd placed first in every single one. Not only this, but in addition to these dominating victories, 2 would be record-setting times. Suzuka's win streak in 1998 would also lead to a surge of interest in Japanese horse racing overall. The period in which Suzuka raced would be dubbed as the golden age for race horses, with Suzuka being a major driving factor in revitalizing the popularity of the sport. Suzuka wasn't only winning races, but doing so by a wide margin against his competitors. This would earn Suzuka the title of being the runaway from another dimension, and on May 30th, 1998, that title would prove fitting for Silent Suzuka. At this point, Suzuka remained as an undefeated racehorse for 3 consecutive races in a row, these being the Valentine Stakes, Nakayama Kinen, and the Kokura Daishin, where Suzuka would set a record time. Popularity for Suzuka had already skyrocketed, resulting in high favor for Suzuka to win the upcoming G2 race. Despite Suzuka's popularity, the pool of horses he'd compete against were a very strong roster in their own regard. Suzuka would be put against multiple racehorses with winning streaks of their own, most notably Taiki Eldorado and Midnight Bet. For context, the Kinko show, the race Suzuka would participate in, had a record time of 2 minutes 1.4 seconds. This meant that in order to ensure victory, Suzuka would need to at least cross the finish line by the 2-minute mark. No one would expect just how much lower Suzuka would set this time. Suzuka's running style is a gamble in itself, a risky method that has a horse sprint at full speed right out of the gate. Utilization of this technique, dubbed as the runaway method, were used by horses who either disliked physical fights or had a strong desire to run ahead of the pack. For Silent Suzuka, his reason would be the latter. Despite the risky method, Suzuka remained at the front of the pack by a large margin. This race will result in Suzuka's final time being 1 minute and 57 seconds, with Midnight Bet, the second place recipient, clocking in a time of 1 minute and 59 seconds.
Wow, man.
Silent Suzuka has set a dominating record time, beating Bet by distance, with the official documentation stating by 11 horse lengths. This victory would solidify Suzuka's 4th consecutive win in 1998. On July 12th of the same year, Suzuka would compete in the Takarazuka Kinen, a G1 race that would truly test Suzuka's fighting spirit. Up until this point in his career, Suzuka had yet to claim a victory in a G1 competition, with the previous 4 victories being either G2 or G3 races. This race would also prove difficult due to Take being unable to jockey Suzuka. Originally, due to the distance of the Takarazuka Kinen, Silent Suzuka's handler would opt to not race him and instead plan to set the goal of winning the Autumn Tenno show later on in the year. Due to this, Take would instead jockey Air Groove for the Takarazuka Kinen. This was the plan, until by sudden request of Suzuka's owner, he was suddenly registered for the G1 race. Due to the short time between registration and the race day, Suzuka was paired with Katsumi Minai.
Damn, a different jockey
circulated
entirely?
Due to Suzuka's history of previous handlers, and if he'd be able to squeeze a victory with Katsumi as his jockey. Luckily for Suzuka, Katsumi was a well-seasoned jockey, who had worked with multiple famous racehorses, most notably Tamamo Cross and Oguri Cap. Even with the new jockey, Suzuka would manage to claim a victory for his 5th consecutive race in a row. Katsumi had later recounted that it was as if the horse ran on his own. The harmonization between jockey and racehorse was clearly present, and Katsumi highly rated Suzuka's overall capabilities on the racetrack. By this point, Suzuka was able to control his pace much more effectively, reducing the probability of running out of stamina mid-race. Suzuka would instead sprint at high speed right out of the gate, slow down and regain stamina midway through, and spurt on the final straight. With this being the final G1 victory for Katsumi Minai, he retired shortly after the Takarazuka Kinen, aiding Suzuka to maintain his chain of first-place finishes. Following the Takarazuka Kinen, Suzuka would participate in the Mainichi Crown, as stated previously, a race that was showcased in Umamusume Season 1. Silent Suzuka will be put once more against a set of strong competitors. In this race, most notably, Grass Wonder and El Condor Pasa. This race was broadcasted to over 130,000 people, despite it being a G2 race. As personified in the anime, Silent Suzuka would once more show clear domination in this race, beating both Grass Wonder and El Condor Pasa by a decent margin. In post-interviews held with Pasa's jockey, he would state that it was as if he couldn't even step on Suzuka's shadow. showcasing the sheer strength that Suzuka had to maintain a lead over strong competitors. This victory would mark Suzuka's 6th consecutive win in 1998, but would have much deeper meaning to Japanese horse racing. At the time, there was an order in place to protect Japan's domestic horse racing industry. A rule had been established preventing foreign imported horses from participating in G1 races. This was to avoid the now common practice of purchasing overseas horses for a cheap price that displayed strong pedigrees and racing potential. Both El Condor Pasa and Grass Wonder were product of this practice. The fear was present that with an influx of foreign horses, the reputation of Japanese ranches would plummet, as well as the training methods needed to the Japanese people. Silent Suzuka would shatter these notions with his dominating victory at the Mainichi Okan, proving once more that horses born and raised in Japan could very well be fierce competitors in their own regard. This victory would serve as an opportunity to lift the ban on foreign horses participating in G1 races. Silent Suzuka's career was at an all-time high, but unfortunately, this would be where his luck would run out. With a staggering growth in popularity and thousands of adoring fans, Silent Suzuka will participate in the Autumn 10 No Show. Suzuka had previously participated in the Autumn 10 No Show a year prior. However, he had an unremarkable placement, finishing 6th overall. This time, Yutaka Take and Suzuka went into the race with high spirits, ready to show the audience yet another dominating victory. This would mark Suzuka's 7th consecutive win overall if he were to place first in this race. At the start of the race, as the anime and real footage showcased, Suzuka wasn't only in the lead, but was in the lead by an incredibly large margin. The JRA race footage shows that Suzuka was so far in front of the pack that even a wide shot of all the competitors could barely capture Suzuka's staggering lead. This was met with cheers for Suzuka to set yet another dominant victory once more. However, as Suzuka continued to run, everything suddenly changed. Suzuka began to decelerate, slowly grinding to a halt as his competitors passed him. In the anime, Suzuka also runs irregularly, as if she lost her balance and tempo. Mid-race, Suzuka had fractured his left front leg, rendering him unable to finish the race. An injury mid-race can be dangerous for both the horse and their jockey. An example of this would be Rice Shower's mid-fracture causing his jockey, Matoba, to sustain injury with the fall. Suzuka, despite being injured, didn't topple and fall, but instead, as Take describes, it was as if Suzuka had attempted to protect him, trying all he could to not cause Take injury with a high-speed tumble. Race records for Suzuka show that he did not finish this race, and instead was transported off the racetrack for further examination. Later analysis of this footage revealed that this injury could have been avoided. It seemed as though Suzuka had run faster than his body could handle, and the repeated stress on his leg finally gave way. In the anime, we see Silent Suzuka begin to recover from these injuries and eventually return to the track once again.
After a year.
But this is all to pay respect to Silent Suzuka's legacy.
More than a year,
It's common belief that horses will rebel and buckle if they feel threatened, or accelerate irregularly if their jockeys can't control them. This, however, was not the case for Suzuka. Take and Suzuka had an extensive history together, and encountered little to no conflict when on the racecourse. Even recounts from Take revealed that Suzuka didn't show any signs of irregularity in behavior, he just accelerated on his own. This led many to believe that Suzuka simply wanted to see how fast he could go, which, once more, is clearly personified in Umamusume. Unfortunately, at the age of 4 years old, Silent Suzuka, due to his injury in the Autumn 10 No Show, would be euthanized, ending a career with an undefeated year of racing. Unsurprisingly, this event came as a major shock to fans of
I didn't want to believe it. I thought that was coming.
The announcer's phrase, "The Sunday of Silence," would become the symbol of this tragedy. The Autumn 10 No Show would take place on November 1st, 1998, which fell on a Sunday. This phrase, "The Sunday of Silence," would pay respects to the day of Suzuka's passing, and also the legacy that he came from, being an offspring of Sunday silence. To many, Suzuka's abrupt death was one of the biggest what-ifs in horse racing history. Suzuka had finally found a style which suited him, a jockey who he trusted dearly, and had gained the adoration of thousands.
I thought this was going towards that, man.
Alongside the prospect of even more wins snuffed out in an instant. Umamusume did a great job with showcasing Suzuka's legacy in the anime. as mentioned earlier, instead of simply writing Suzuka out of the series, she instead remains a motivator for Special Week and the rest of Team Spica. Umamusume tends to shy away from creating scenarios that didn't occur in real-life records, but instead aim to honor the legacy that was left behind by racehorses who met an abrupt end. Silent Suzuka and Rice Shower are both examples of this.
I actually don't know the Rice Shower story yet, obviously.
Their stories have ended long ago. A touching legacy hidden in the anime is Special Week and Suzuka's friendship. This is a nod to Take's following race in the Autumn Tenno show, where alongside Special Week, Take would bring home a first-place finish a year after Suzuka's tragic incident. A touching legacy displayed by a tight bond that these two Uma share while training in Racing Academy.
That's
Suzuka's
amazing.
Legacy is also highlighted in Umamusume Pretty Derby, where the final race in her career before the Ura finale is the Autumn Tenno show, giving players a chance to allow her to finish a race that she never would. The impact of Suzuka's death hit people incredibly hard. A recount from Junko Hosoe, a race commentator who also appears in Umamusume, states that people flooded the phone lines of the JRA Tokyo racecourse, all inquiring if Suzuka was okay. Amazingly, the JRA did not turn these callers away. The internet wasn't as widespread at this time, so instead, the JRA spent the entire day relaying Suzuka's situation to concerned fans, urging them to pray for Suzuka's swift recovery. Suzuka's passing also led to the creation of memorials and even a dedicated song to honor him. This song is entitled Tenma no Yoni, like a Pegasus. Today, fans of Suzuka can visit the Chukyo racecourse to honor and pay respects to his legacy, a racehorse who redefined Japanese horse racing and left behind a string of triumphant victories, personified in Umamusume by a diligent Uma with a deep compassion for her friends and a drive to always
she actually
all.
Oh my god, this shot
and a drive
actually makes her look like hollow. My oh god, I'm a big Spice and Wolf fan, man, and I didn't even say that at the freaking beginning of the shot of this reaction, right? But Suzuka is my favorite character from Umamusume, at least from season 1 anyway. So bloody hell, man.
To always give it her all. This was the story of Silent Suzuka, a career which ended abruptly, but will leave behind a legacy that would inspire future generations.
Bro, so many videos to watch as well.
Who should I cover next in this series, and what was your favorite part? Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for joining me, and as always, I will see you all in the next one.
Oh, yo, can I just say, first of all, Pyrrhix, thank you so much for the banger video, man. My goodness, that was incredible. We gotta talk about it now. We gotta talk about it now, man. And now, guys, I was kind of avoiding chat just so I could avoid spoilers and stuff. But hit me with your let's talk about it now. But my goodness, am I gonna use my guaranteed voucher on her? I wanna do a career with her. I wanna do at least one career with her, man. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I saw from contextual information, I was like, I don't like where this is going. I thought it was gonna come down to this because since I started season 1, since I started getting into Umamusume, it's been a few weeks now, right? Like, I've seen things here and there. One of the things I saw was an anatomical image of a horse. I did not realize, well, hold on, I'll actually pull it up on screen right now, right? I was shocked to see that horses have literally no muscles, like pretty much no muscles down in the lower legs, bro. Barely any blood vessels there as well. Without muscles and blood vessels in the area, it means there's poor vasculature there, which means recovery and, you know, just rebuilding of any broken tissue, broken bones, broken muscle is going to be near impossible, if not impossible. So horses' legs are quite fragile, especially for thoroughbreds. These type of horses have so many complications. I'm really curious to see like the evolution of horses, man. Like, it's fascinating to me that, like, it's just, again, I'm not a vet, bro. I'm not a vet. I studied nothing to do with animals, man. So it is crazy to me. You can just see how much muscle we have here, bro. Like, look how many muscles we have. Like, it's insane. Like, just look at the difference here between a human's leg and a horse's leg. And even then, we take so long to, because the thing is, like, knees, legs in general, they're weight bearing, right? So they take long to recover anyway. But with poor vasculature like this, am I wrong to say that it's nearly impossible to recover? And the other thing I guess I wanted to discuss was like you know, the concept of euthanization, it's always a very difficult topic when it comes to euthanizing animals, right? It can be recovered, but it's super hard. Forget racing, bro. Literally forget racing. Like, if the quality of life cannot return to normal even in general living, then I guess that's when it's considered. And I'm sure it was carefully considered. And wow, dude, I did not know about the jockey getting that dub with special week after that, man. That's amazing. Taki-san, was that his name? Incredible, man. Based on their findings with Suzuka, she can still recover, but her leg will be on constant pain every day, so they decided to euthanize her instead. Ah, man. I don't know how much you guys want me to get into, like, those topics as well. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine it's very hotly debated, man. Again, I really like how Pyrrhix ended off the video by saying their main point is to honor the legacies, right? When Pyrrhix mentioned as well, like how Suzuka, it seemed like Suzuka was trying to shield Taki-san from the fall. Oh my god, man. That was almost gonna get me. She decelerated for quite a distance, having the fracture. That's what I was thinking. Like, you know, at the beginning of the of this video, I said the anime showed her slowing down like a human would. I thought the horse would tumble, and I mean, we kind of did see that with the Rice Showers clip. I actually don't know what happens in the end of that one. In real life, Suzuka slowed down, decelerated a fair bit as well, man. That's incredible. That's why the anime showed it like that. Normally, that's what I thought, Ken. Like, that's what I thought would have happened in real life, right? He put a lot of blame on his... Oh my god, man. I mean, especially after, I guess, the discovery that, you know, it happened because she was just accelerating as much as possible, right? But again, that wasn't due to Taki-san. That was because Suzuka, like, Taki-san didn't do anything differently from what we saw. It was just Suzuka wanted to see how fast he could go. I didn't expect this going into the video, but as the video went on, I could kind of get the contextual information, man, from what we've seen. I was like, this does not look good. Like, this, I don't like this where this is going. But you know what? With all of that being said, I'm so grateful and glad to Sai Games for well, as Taki-san said himself as well, right, for honoring the legacy, for allowing her that second chance. Big what if. Yeah, this is why we love Umamusume, man. I thought you wanted me to have tissues ready for season 2, not for a video on today's playlist. Oh my god, I should have seen that coming when this was on the playlist though. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it big time. Pyrrhix, thank you so much for the incredible video. Absolutely looking forward to watching the rest. I'm not sure I'm looking forward to watching the Rice Shower one. I don't know how much more of this I can take, man. Tokai Teo from season 2, that one looks fun. That seems like a good one to do. But guys, thank you so much. We are watching a lot of Umamusume. We're doing a lot of Umamusume content on the channel these days, so we'd love for you to subscribe to check it out. All right, guys, thank you. We'll see you in the next video. You are king. Dream, 조선은 탄조, 조선은 조리어 받고, 드라마시 로스 밤에 지켰다 by the 비가 yeah. 하나 사간 스무가시 바나시 카나 스토리 원하시 drop yeah. My title, you king, title. I do it for the fam, I do it for the team, yeah. I do it with my hands, team one till we're hand and all you got go eat so 3 ratchet poke time the fam. Gakja verse got so too, back at either time to go though. Gakja side dollar don't know me Joe, we all want explosion, bam. No doubts the bills are cruising, pure cash from the white dot moving, never losing. Self-care with the yellow make it for the bleeding and bruising.